Hello everyone, let's start Class 8 Civics Chapter 5 Judiciary. In this first part, we'll discuss about the meaning and role of judiciary. Meaning of judiciary. We can define judiciary as the organ of government in which judicial power is vested. We can define judiciary, it's an organ of government. It's an organ of government in which judicial power is vested. Also, judiciary we can define a system of courts of law. Judiciary is a system of courts of law. Okay, so what's the meaning of judiciary? An organ of government in which judicial power is vested. In order to enjoy the rule of law, we need a proper judicial system. What is rule of law? Everyone is treated as equal. So, in order to enjoy that rule of law, we need a proper judicial system. So, how can we define judiciary? It is an organ of government in which judicial power is vested. A simple definition, a system of courts of law. Move on to what is the role of judiciary? What is the role of judiciary? Courts take decisions on a very large number of issues, and we can explain the role of judiciary under these three heads: dispute resolution, judicial review, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Okay, so we are discussing about what is the role of judiciary. Okay, courts take decisions on variety of matters. Okay, we can explain the role of judiciary under these three heads. Dispute resolution, first role of judiciary. Second role, judicial review. Third one, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. We can take one by one, children. First role of judiciary, dispute resolution. What is dispute resolution? The judicial system provides a mechanism for resolving different types of disputes. The role of judiciary, first role of judiciary, dispute resolution. And judiciary helps to resolve different types of disputes. Which types of disputes? Disputes between citizens, between two citizens. Example, ownership of land. Sometimes with two citizens, two individuals may have disputes regarding the ownership of land. So, judiciary can help us. Okay, judiciary solves that disputes. First type of dispute, disputes between citizens, between two citizens. Second one, between citizens and the government. Okay, sometimes citizens and the government have some issues. There also judiciary help us. Third is between two state governments, between two neighboring states. Example, sharing of river water. Okay, neighboring states, sometimes they may have disputes regarding the sharing of river water. So, judiciary help us. Third point is between two state governments. Example, neighboring states. Example, sharing of river water. Last type of dispute, disputes between the center and the state governments. Between state government and central government, sometimes some disputes are there. So, judiciary can give the final solution. Okay, so what we are discussing, children, role of judiciary. Under role of judiciary, the first point is dispute resolution. Under dispute resolution, the judiciary provides a mechanism for resolving disputes between citizens, between two citizens, between citizen and the government, between two state governments. Example, sharing of river water. Between the center and the state governments. It's about the dispute resolution. Move on to the second role of judiciary. Judicial review. Second role of judiciary is judicial review. Judiciary as the final interpreter of the constitution. Judiciary is the final interpreter of the constitution. Judiciary have a separate power known as judicial review. What is judicial review? Yeah, and who is passing the laws? Laws are passed in the parliament. Okay, laws are passed in the parliament. So, suppose we believe that one of the particular law passed by the parliament is a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. Judiciary can interfere and strike down that particular law passed by the parliament. That is judicial review. Okay, the second role of judiciary, judicial review. Judiciary as the final interpreter of the constitution. Okay, and we know laws are passed in the parliament, but still judiciary can strike out those laws. Okay, judiciary has the power to strike down the particular laws passed by the parliament if it believes that these are a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. And that power of judiciary is known as judicial review. Okay, that power of judiciary is known as judicial review, the second role of judiciary. Move on to the third role of judiciary, children. Upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Yeah, which are the fundamental rights? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation. Okay, yeah, you know the list of fundamental rights. Here, the third role of judiciary, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. That means, children, every citizen of India can approach the court, either Supreme Court or High Court, if they believe that any of the fundamental rights have been violated. Okay, any of the fundamental right to freedom, okay, or right to religion. If we believe that any of the fundamental right is violated, we can approach the High Court or the Supreme Court. Okay, so that power of judiciary is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Move on to the next topic, children. What is the structure of courts in India? Structure of courts in India. Yeah, there are three different levels of courts in India. Three different levels of courts in India. We have Supreme Court, High Court, and lower courts are known as district courts or subordinate courts. Different levels of courts in India. We can divide it under three heads, children. We have a Supreme Court, and High Court, and the lower level district court. District courts are also known as subordinate courts. We need to explain these types of courts in detail, children. Starting from the Supreme Court. Coming to the features of Supreme Court, Supreme Court established on 26 January 1950 after independence. Yeah, and it's located in New Delhi, presided over by the Chief Justice of India. And who is the head of the Supreme Court? Chief Justice of India is the head of the Supreme Court, and the decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. Okay, so what you know about Supreme Court, children? Yeah, Supreme Court, which year Supreme Court established? Established on 26 January 1950 and located it in New Delhi, presided over by the Chief Justice of India. Head of the Supreme Court is Chief Justice of India, and the decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. That's a final decision. Okay, lower courts cannot change that decision. Move on to the second court. Before move on to, I'll show you the picture of Supreme Court, children. Yeah, this is the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court of India, located in New Delhi and established on 26 January 1950. Head of the Supreme Court is, or who presides the Supreme Court? Chief Justice of India. Move on to High Court, children. High Court. Yeah. Coming to High Courts, children, each state has a High Court. Okay, each state has a High Court, and it is the highest court in the state. Each state has a High Court and it is the highest court in that particular state. First High Court established in 3 presidency cities during British period. 3 presidencies of British rule: Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. In 1862, the High Courts first established during British period, children, and in the 3 presidencies, which are the presidencies during British period: Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. And coming to the other High Courts in India, children, High Court of Delhi came up in 1966, and in some states are sharing Supreme Court. For example, Punjab and Haryana, they are sharing a common High Court at Chandigarh. They are sharing the High Court, children. Coming to the northeastern states, they also sharing the High Court. Northeastern states like Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, they are sharing their High Court at Guwahati. But newly created state, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they have a separate High Court, children. Andhra Pradesh High Court is located at Amaravati, and Telangana's Supreme Court, sorry, not Supreme Court, children, High Court. Telangana's High Court is located at Hyderabad. And in Kerala, coming to Kerala's High Court, you may have seen in Kerala, High Court is located at Kochi. Okay, so what we have discussed now, High Court, about High Courts, it is the highest court in the state. Okay, and these courts first established during British period among the 3 presidencies of British rule. Okay, Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. And few other High Courts also we have seen. In High Court of Delhi came up in 1966. Some states are sharing. Punjab and Haryana were common High Court at Chandigarh. Northeastern states also sharing the High Court at Guwahati. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, newly created state, Telangana. Okay, separate High Court is there, children. Andhra Pradesh High Court is at Amaravati, Telangana is at Hyderabad. And in Kerala, High Court is located at Kochi. I'll show you the picture of Kerala High Court, children. Yeah, this is the Kerala High Court. You may have seen this. Move on to the third courts, lower courts, subordinate courts or district courts. Lower courts are also known as, or district courts are also known as the subordinate courts, the court that most people interact with, the court that most people interact with. More people are filing case in the district court. At the district and located at the district level or tehsil level or in the towns location and presided over by the district judge. Head of the district court is district judge. Okay, so 3 levels of courts. The topic is over, children. Move on to the next topic. Are these different levels of courts are connected to each other? Okay, we saw 3 levels of courts in India: Supreme Court, High Court, and we have a district court. Are these courts are connected to each other? Yes, they are. They are connected to each other. Okay, in India, we have an integrated judicial system. Okay, these 3 levels of courts are connected to each other because in India we have an integrated judicial system. Okay, what is meant by integrated judicial system? That means the decisions made by the high courts are binding on the lower courts. Okay, integrated judiciary system or judicial system means the decisions made by the higher courts are binding on the lower courts. And also we have appellate system. Appellate system means a person can appeal to the higher court. Okay, higher court if they believe that the judgment passed by the lower court is not just. Okay, so how these courts are connected each other, children? First is we have an integrated judicial system. Second is by appellate system. What is appellate system? A person can appeal to a higher court if he believes that the judgment passed by the lower court is not just. Suppose I have complained, I have filed a case in the lower court and the decision made by the lower court, I am not satisfied with that. So I can file, okay, I can file a appellate in the higher courts. Okay, so what we have discussed, the courts in India are connected to each other by integrated judicial system and appellate system. Next topic, children. What is an independent judiciary? Why we call the judiciary in India is independent? One aspect of judiciary is the separation of powers. One major aspect of judiciary is separation of powers. Okay, and how powers are separated or divided? We have 3 branches or 3 organs in our government. 3 branches or 3 organs: judiciary, legislature and executive. These 3 branches. Okay, yeah. Other branches of government, the legislature and the executive, cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. Okay, I told you, children, there are 3 organs or 3 branches of government, that is judiciary, executive and which else? Judiciary, executive and legislature. Okay, and this legislature and executive cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. And the courts are not under the government and do not act on their behalf. Judiciary is not working under the government. Okay, it's an independent organ of government or branch of government. Okay, and some more points are there to the same topic, children. All judges, coming to the appointment of judges in the High Court and Supreme Court. Okay, they are appointed with a very little interference from other branches of government. Okay, no other organ can interfere the appointment of judges in the High Court and in the Supreme Court. No one can interfere. Okay, and who is appointing the judges in the High Court and Supreme Court? President of India. Okay, President of India is appointing with the consultation with the other judges in the sense if it's he is appointing the judges to the High Court, Chief Justice is also having a major role. Okay, but other organs cannot interfere. Yeah, and coming to once appointed to his office, judges or Chief Justice, once appointed, it's very difficult to remove a judge. Okay, it's very difficult, same as the procedure of removing a president. Okay, so once appointed, it's difficult to remove the judge from the High Court and Supreme Court. There is no misuse of power by the legislature and executive. They cannot interfere. And judiciary plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. Okay, judiciary help us to protect and enjoy our fundamental rights. Now, let's recall what we have discussed. Yeah, we have started with the meaning of judiciary. What is judiciary? Judiciary is an organ of government in which judicial power is vested, and we can a simple definition, a system of courts of law. Definition or meaning of judiciary. Now, what is the role of judiciary? Okay, judiciary takes decisions on variety of matters. What is the role of judiciary? The role of judiciary we have explained under these three heads, children: dispute resolution, judicial review, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Coming to the first role of judiciary, dispute resolution. It solves the disputes between citizen and the government, between state governments, example sharing of river water, and between the center and the state governments. First role of judiciary. Move on to the second role of judiciary, judicial review. Okay, judiciary has the power to strike down the particular law passed by the parliament if it believes that these are or those laws are a violation of the basic structure of the constitution, and that power of judiciary is known as judicial review. Third role of judiciary, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. If we believe that any of the fundamental right is violated, okay, we can approach the High Court or Supreme Court. Then we saw the structure of courts in India. In India, courts are divided under three levels: Supreme Court, High Court and district courts. About the Supreme Court, we saw, children, established on 26 January 1950, and who is presiding over over the Supreme Court? It's Chief Justice of India. Then coming to the High Court, yeah, we saw the picture of Supreme Court located in New Delhi. Then about the High Court, each state has a High Court. Okay, and it's first established during British period in the three presidencies of British India, Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. Some states are sharing the Supreme Court. For example, Punjab and Haryana, it's sharing the Supreme Court, High Court, children, sharing their High Courts and common High Court at Chandigarh. Northeastern states also sharing their High Court at Guwahati, but newly created state Andhra and Telangana, separate High Courts are there. Kerala's High Court is located at Kochi. Then Another topic about the district court. Subordinate court is also known as district courts. 3 levels of courts we have finished. Then, are these courts are connected to each other? How these 3 levels of courts are connected to each other? Yes, they are connected by integrated, we have an integrated judicial system and appellate system. These 2 ways courts are connected to each other. Last topic was, what is an independent judiciary? Independent judiciary we can explain with the help of separation of powers. Okay, there are 3 branches or 3 branches or 3 organs of government: legislature, executive and judiciary. But legislature and executive cannot interfere the work of the judiciary. Okay, that is why we are calling our judiciary as independent judiciary. And even the appointment of judges, okay, other organs cannot interfere. Once appointed as the High Court judge or the Supreme Court judge, it's very difficult to remove a judge. Okay, so we can conclude the first part like this, children. Judiciary plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. We'll continue in the second part.